Zach Noe Towers.
Brent James.
Hello.
And your friends call you?
Brian.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have we started already?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh.
This is the pod.
I had the whole setup. I was going to say my friends call me Brian.
Oh,
Go ahead
I'm
and
sorry.
Call me.
Yeah.
No.
We can do it. Take two.
No, it's fine.
How are you? Hi.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Sorry, just gonna scoot closer.
Yes, get closer.
This is interesting too because we haven't had like an in-depth conversation. We met doing a Michael Henry
Yes.
video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was in the gray sweatpants.
Yes, you were swinging your dingling all
Yes.
around.
Yeah.
Which God bless Michael Henry for making that kind of content.
Oh yes, I love it. I get gigs because of it.
Do you really? Like people see you in the Michael Henry video and they're like,
Oh, I mean that one was like
it was gray sweatpants. The
was
setup was gray sweatpants season, and you're one of the guys to pop out of nowhere.
Yeah. I want to see the unedited version without what was your face over my dick?
Oh, maybe.
Like, because they did that. They did the shocked face and then they put it over.
That's so funny.
You might have been mine.
Can you not show VPL on YouTube?
Oh, no. YouTube is like...
Really?
YouTube is like the most
Christian. Puritanical.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It is a shame. You know what I want? I want a setting on Instagram that's 18 and up. Where it's I'm an adult. I can see adult content.
Yeah.
Show it.
They kind of already do that, though. They have like a thing where it's like... Oh, wait. Maybe that's YouTube that does the age verification. But like...
Yeah. Well, I guess I meant more like I get flagged on Instagram for posting...
Oh, girl. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Did
I think
you
it's a
lose
little
an
bit.
account?
I lost my account. That's why people call me Brent because I lost my at Brian J Emmerich account, and I had oh God, I came to Hollywood with 17K. I was ready to rule the fucking WeHo. I was ready.
17K.
Yeah, I was that's pretty. That's a good there's people out here that have millions or hundreds of thousands, but that's a good starting off point.
Once you have the K, it's
yeah.
I may not be a famous person, but I'm not regular.
Yeah,
either.
exactly. That K has done a lot for me. That particular K.
We are okay. Also, ketamine. So I don't drink or do drugs anymore, but I haven't in 7 years. Ketamine's been I feel like it's blown up.
I feel like it's blown up too. I mean, I've done pretty much everything unless there's a needle involved. But
Sure.
That really came up I would say 2018 was when it started because everyone was into coke. I mean, I was in San Francisco though, but it was the 2010s and it was the 70s. It's you're in a glass mirror room doing blow in the back.
I did so much cocaine after college and before I got sober.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. My friends we would for the pre-party, which was honestly my favorite part of the night.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, just it's your core group. You're just first, second drink, third drink, and you're feeling good. We would do a big smiley face of cocaine on the table, and then
that's
just pop over, have a nose, have a little bit of the eye.
Oh, I love those parties because those are the ones with your friends, your girls. Because then everyone's just it's fine with the coke on the table because it's please help yourself.
Yes, I trust you.
Yes,
I know you're good for it. I know I'm good for it.
Yeah.
It's also the night has the most potential.
Right.
Because you're I could meet that fucking hot guy
and
tonight.
then you're all talking about that.
Yep.
You're
and then it just crash lands by the end of the night.
Oh yeah, I mean it could crash land, but then I also like a good kiki too.
Oh yeah,
she keeps going.
Oh, a talk till the sun come up thing.
Oh yes, I love that. I mean I've had amazing kikis in San Francisco. I don't know if it's if I've just not gone to a good one here or just
they're different in San Francisco.
They are different. Okay.
Well, it's also San Francisco because I had a solid amount of party boy friends up there, and there was something very comfortable where you go upstairs to their place.
Yes.
It's pillows on the floor, very homey. Everyone kind of lives in a home instead of an apartment.
That's correct. Yeah.
And you just feel you get comfortable really fast.
Yeah. I just I totally like tried to get one going. Like I met some friends out here, and then after like the Abbey or something, I was like, "Don't you live around the corner? Like, let's kiki." But I'm like, the guys like looking at each other, and I mean, they're my friends, but I feel like it's almost like I don't know if there's sex, like if that's like code for sex here in LA, but in San Francisco, it was like, no, we're gonna do it like. Coke
your best
like
girlies
kiki with everybody, but there was a separate sex room. There's always like a really good kiki will have like a bedroom, where if you really want to do that kind of stuff, but then the kitchen's loud as fuck, so you can dance a little bit, and then right outside on the balcony, where you can take like smokes.
Oh my God.
Talk to the girls.
The cigarette.
Yeah.
The cigarettes.
Get away from the heat of the inside.
Wait, do you ever have, we're not even close to the topic of sex, but when you're like doing coke or when you have done coke, does it feel like everyone kind of gets along?
Yeah, I always call it like some sort of like, we're speaking the same language. Because like...
fast.
Yeah, fast, and you're finishing each other's... sentences. Yeah. I was going to say sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's weird. Me and my like best friend in San Francisco, like we would do coke. We would have our own little thing before the pre-party. We'd have the kiki before the pre-game. And we would get coked out and be like talking. We would call it the vortex.
Sure.
It was just like we were the most interesting people in the entire world.
And your eyes are sparkling.
Yes,
and you're like,
yes.
Oh my God, you're hotter than ever.
Yeah. And we were saying that too. We're like, aren't we so hot?
You're so hotter. Meanwhile, you're sweating. You've lost like a shoe. You're like, we're chic. I don't care what anyone says.
Who is she?
Making me miss cocaine a little bit.
Sorry. Don't mean to do that.
No, that's okay. Are you from San Francisco?
No, I'm from Long Beach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I was up there for 11 years. I went to school up there, and then I worked at the Apple store.
Oh my gosh.
That was like and then I just fell in love with the city, and
it's cool.
Yeah, I came out when I was up there.
Okay, so then let's go back while we're going back to your coming out.
Yeah.
This is going way back. Do you remember like the first thing that made you horny or that made you aware of sex when you were like younger?
Yeah.
And do you identify as gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Well, I always say like I'm a like there's always like a 30-70 because like I would say like once in a blue moon there'll be a girl, but and it will just be she already knows I'm gay.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the last time it was like with this girl from Glamcox.
Burning Man. You've been?
I've been. But I feel like there are some girls out there that are like straight girls that love to get with
gay dick.
It's like the gay guys trying to get with the straight guys. It's almost like that same concept.
Oh my God. I've never thought about it from that angle.
Because after we were having pillow talk after we fucked and she's like, do you know so-and-so from LA? Because we totally did. And so she's like naming these guys that are gay.
That she's also
and I was like, just because they're gay, I don't know everybody that's gay.
But you're like, but I do know him.
I was like, wait, let me check his Instagram. But okay, back to the first thing that made me horny. Gosh.
Or that kind of made you aware of sex. I know for me, it was like, obviously the princes in Disney movies, the underwear aisle at like Walmart.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Dude. That's how I know we must be close to the same age.
Yeah,
because
JTT.
Yes. Oh my God, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, it was like a crush. Like I could tell. I was just like, well, he's a pretty boy. I don't know. Like I didn't know what it was. And I don't know. I got when I was like a teenager, I got caught a few times. One time I was at a Borders.
The bookstore?
In the bookstore. And I loved going to like the video game section. I would just go to the video game section and like look at the magazines and stuff like that. And I went with my stepdad. And when I went to the magazine section, there was an open Playgirl. Just like in the video game section, just like sitting there. Unwrapped.
Yeah, another horny teen took it from the adult to the...
Yeah. So my genius ass like snatches it and puts it in the video game magazine. So I'm like holding it and I'm like, oh, it's just a video game magazine.
Brilliant.
All of a sudden my stepdad comes up from behind, snatches it right from my hand. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, I don't know. It was like sitting here, and then he continues to make a scene and goes up to like the counter, and he's like, "Why is my son looking at this?" And like all the college girls that are like back there, so they're like,
He's gay.
He's gay. And he's like, you guys should have better. You guys should put
security.
This stuff. Yeah. And like making a huge scene, and I'm like
mortified.
Mortified, wanting to die in the corner. I was like, why are you saying that I'm
calling you a slutty gay guy?
I remember one time that he made a deal. He was like, he just asked me, he's like, are you gay? And he's like, because I got caught. I think that was when I got caught with that, and he asked me in the car. He's like, "Are you gay?" And he was like, it was a weird.
Wait, how old are you? How old are you?
I was probably like 15 or 16.
Oh yeah, okay, old enough to know.
Yeah. So he made this weird deal. He was like, "If you tell me you are, then I won't tell your mother. But if you say that you aren't, then I'm gonna have to tell your mom about this situation at the bookstore."
What a weird riddle of a.
Yeah. It was like, God, I like.
Wait, also, what was the perspective on gay in your household?
Oh no, it was like
not good.
No, I mean I grew up Catholic.
Okay, same.
And it was like. It's interesting because I mean, other than going through like confirmation, like after me and my brother went through confirmation, then we stopped going to church.
Yeah.
It's the classic story.
I refused confirmation.
Oh, you
did?
Like,
I don't know what's going on here, but
the first line is like of the prayer when you get confirmed. It's like, I reject the devil. You're like, I understand the devil is real, and I reject him and stuff like that. And I was like.
No, I don't. I like her more than the other one.
Oh, girl, there's a hot ass party down there.
I saw the little Nas video. Like,
yeah,
I'm going
I
now.
Was like, that was like, yes. If that's hell, then sure. But it's just my mom's totally fine with it. My family's totally fine with it now.
Stepdad too.
Yeah. Stepdad. Yeah. Stepdad's fine with it. It's like. I don't know. It's like this interesting thing of like, if you're grown up to think a certain way, it's really hard to shake it.
Of course.
Even when you're like, it's hard to like, for parents to sometimes understand. And because this wasn't a thing with them. And I'm getting to the age now where these things are like becoming more apparent. Because I'm like, you live a certain amount of life and you're like, oh, I could see the like these new things that are coming up that I've like, I feel old because I don't understand it, you know?
Okay. Like the new terms and
new
stuff.
New terms or stuff like that is like...
you can't wrap your mind around it quite yet.
I mean, I can wrap my mind around like being trans because it's like, I get it because I was like, had a secret myself.
Yeah.
Or I felt like I wasn't the same
being
as
the person you were born as.
Yeah. But I'm like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Have you ever experienced that? Like, just like...
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so like the non-binary thing. Okay, ultimately at the end of the day, I'm adopting more and more of a mind my own fucking business.
Right.
And it's like...
I love that.
If a large group of people are telling me something and that thing is not going to hurt or displace other people... You have my blessing.
I totally agree.
Go do your thing.
Yeah, because we were just fucking in the bedroom. It doesn't matter. It's not like... yeah.
Don't care. It doesn't cause harm.
I'm great.
Go.
Yeah.
Marry your cousin. I don't care.
I know.
That's
what I was trying to think about. Like, well, like I would actually be like, when my mom was having difficulty, like coming to terms. I mean, my mom is great. She when I told her, she was just like, okay, like. She didn't disown me or anything, but she had this thing where it was like, oh, I love you, and I just don't agree with your lifestyle.
Sure.
So, which really pissed me off. Of
course. But do you really love me then?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's why I was like, this is all of me, like.
I think also with our parents, like obviously they didn't have the internet to communicate and to find other people to challenge their thoughts.
Right.
So like their family was kind of like whatever they were told is what went.
Right.
Also, they fully lived through the AIDS epidemic. And like, I think I know my mom was scared for my well-being. She was like, I'm afraid your life's going to be much harder.
Yes.
Because you are gay.
That is very true. That is very true.
But
because that's why the lifestyle, like my stepdad was like very concerned about like, like
all the dick you're gonna get.
he was just like super jealous. Yeah, like it's really funny too because like my stepdad like once told me, he's like, yeah, like I went like into a bar in Tennessee like once, and he was like all of a sudden somebody was saying that I'm hot, and it was a guy, so I guess I accidentally walked into a gay bar. And I was like, oh girl. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Do we think he really accidentally walked into a gay bar? I guess it's possible.
I guess it's possible. It's like the cliche thing that happens in movies.
Like, what? They look
There's
around
no
and all
women in here. Yeah.
Or it's like drag queens. And like, I thought that was a woman.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
calm down.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you like take the theory that people who are very homophobic have some sort of, you know,
well, it bums me
down
out.
seed of homophobia or
homosexuality.
being homosexual.
It's
homosexual.
Just homosexual. Like where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm sure there is evidence to support that. I just am bummed that like we still live in a society, I think, where women are encouraged to explore. And if men even get close to exploring, you're gay. We even do it to them. Like, you kissed a guy, you're gay. He's just pretending you're gay. It's like,
I will tell you, like it is very true. Because like my first like relationship was with a woman. Like I was 18, she was 17.
Did you know you were gay at this point? Yeah, you kind of did.
I did. You know, at that point, I thought it was just because I honestly didn't meet a girl that like really sparked my interest.
Sure.
Because I did have a few crushes on girls like growing up, like here and there. So I was like, there was one girl what is it? On Confirmation. Jessica. I just remember she was from a different school, and we had like, I was like, this is the girl that's gonna save me. This is the girl because we had this thing. I remember we had to have a retreat out into like Big Bear or something. It was snowing, and we took a walk, and we like made out a little bit, and like I was like, oh, this is it. I'm
not going to hell.
Yeah, I was also terrified because at one point they're like, okay, we're going to have to like take our sins and write them down, and like, and I was like, I'm like, I'm just gonna talk about what? I don't want to talk about porn or being gay or like thinking of men. I was trying to come up with a sin that's
like not that bad.
Yeah.
Like I killed my hamster.
I killed somebody. Anything's better than being gay.
I murdered an old lady on my street, but I'm not gay.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's so funny though that you're like, what other sins are like bad but not as bad?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, and then so that was when you were not when you were 17.
No, that was like 16 again, like around there. And then but
had you hooked up with a guy at this point?
No, my first guy that I was with, his name was BJ.
Okay, twinning.
And then I know this. Maybe this is. Oh my God! Maybe this is why. No, I have a reason why my name is BJ for several reasons. I'll get into that later. No, the first guy that I was with was this. Like I would ditch water polo practice
in high school or college.
Yeah, so this is when I was 17. Like yeah.
Okay.
So I hated water polo. I love swimming.
You would ditch the guys in Speedos for something gayer?
Oh, because it was so. Yeah, exactly. It was like such a mixture of like hormones plus. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm like looking at
gorgeous
Cole's,
bodies.
I'm looking at Cole's like cock in his Speedo, and it's like giant, even though it's cold pool. I was I was like, what?
And you're right. Adrenaline. I mean, hormones have never been.
And then there's all sorts of gay shit that happens in sports that I'm just like made me so anxious. I mean, guys would we would change on the pool deck, and like this one guy, Paul, he would like grab my towel. He's like, and I'm like naked.
Grab your what?
Towel.
I
Yeah.
thought you said your
pool
tongue.
Oh,
I was like, Jesus. Okay, grab your towel.
Oh yeah, grab my towel. Actually, he was like Paul was actually the first guy that I ever dreamed of. Like I in my dream, I sucked him off in the lawn chair in my backyard. Yes.
Did it feel like a real dream? Do your dreams feel real?
Oh, I woke up so mad.
You ran out to the backyard.
Paul, where are you, Paul? Where's that cock? But yeah, like Paul came back from summer break and he was a man.
Oh,
he was a man.
Oh,
and
like pubes and
I mean, he grew like a foot, and he
he used to like kind of flirt with you. It sounds like,
and then he started flirting with me like at that point too, like the pulling of the towel and like putting me under his
his pit.
Oh,
probably one of the sexiest parts on the body.
And yeah, my favorite. In water polo too, like you're trying to like distract your opponent, so you are like literally, guys are like trying to take down your shorts underwater. They're grabbing things.
Just to like throw your mind off it.
Yeah, because when you're holding the ball and you're like, and then the guy's like grabbing shit and everything. So it's like, I mean, one guy was like, "Hey Brian, have you ever seen brain cancer?" And I was like, I was so naive when I was a goody when I was growing up. So like if somebody would come up to me and say that, and I'd be like, I don't think I have. And his ball sack was just hanging out of his Speedo, and he's like, "See this brain cancer right here? That's what it looks like."
Dumb. God, that's not even like creative. But I was hoping that it'd be balls. I was like, it's gotta be balls.
Or like everyone would demonstrate what it's like to come, so they would like get the pool water in their mouth, and then they go like, "What am I?"
Wow, horny teen boys.
God, I would like, yeah. I mean, if they wanted to like just bukkake me, that would been
take you out for a test drive.
Fine.
Put you away, rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah, actually, when I got caught, I think I've gotten caught like twice when I was like in high school, like looking at gay porn or something. So I do remember like my dad was always really supportive. Like
not your stepdad, your bio dad.
My bio dad. Like he was like always great about that. And so when he had to have a talk with me because I've gotten caught again with gay porn.
You're a messy bitch.
I am a messy bitch.
Little gay
yeah,
bitch.
You should have seen my room. My computer the carpet was just crust.
No.
So my dad was like, he's like, did somebody on like the water polo team, or did the water polo team like do something to you or something? And then I was like, when he said that, I was like, oh my God, that sounds so hot.
Be like, I want them to.
That's what I want.
Be like, did I say this out loud at some point? Yeah. At Grace at dinner, you're like, please let Paul skull fuck me after water polo practice.
And I mean, I did come out to him at that point too, but he was like trying so hard. He was like, like what I've noticed is like gay guys, if gay guys like you, if they find you attractive, then that's a really big compliment.
Oh my God, your dad sounds amazing.
He's like, that's a really big compliment how good looking you are. If like the gay guys want you.
And this is after you came out?
No, this is before.
Oh my God.
He's trying to convince. He's like, did something happen to you?
Oh, he was trying to like let you know that it's okay.
Yeah. But I was so afraid. I like was terrified.
Wait, and this was in Long Beach?
Yeah.
And so gay wasn't like popular in any way.
There was one gay guy,
and he was like
in high school,
bullied a little bit.
No, I actually. No, there was no. I never really experienced any bullying. I went to.
I know you didn't. Did he?
Excuse me. I thought this was all about me. I don't know if he did. I don't think so. I mean, like I was, I guess, bullied a little bit. It was more like just making fun of me.
Did people suspect you were gay?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just my mannerisms. Like I was in theater.
Okay.
And
first pink flag.
First pink flag. Yeah. The first stripe on the rainbow. Yeah. Whatever color. And I just remember the guys, like, there are other guys in there, but I had to do like a scene from The Glass Menagerie.
With the crippled girl.
Yes. And I was the brother or something, or I don't know. And I had to hold like a candelabra or just a single candle. I don't know, but I was like so nervous. Like I get like performance anxiety a little bit right before performing. And afterwards, there was like a bunch of guys laughing after it was done because they were like, Brian, how do you hold the candle? And because I was like,
shaking it.
I was like, it was on the table, and like before the
stroking it.
I think I was like stroking it a little bit.
Oh, just nervously, kind of like
I'm just
up
like, I
and
gotta
down.
pick it up, you know. I gotta pick.
Like, hey,
See how
you should
funny it would
pull
be?
my candle.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like, I was like, God, if I was out, like in high school, and I felt the way, and I was as confident as I am now about
Right.
myself, it'd be a totally different game. Because I mean, somebody could say that, it wouldn't bother me, and I would probably do that.
Be
I'd
like,
be like,
yeah,
you
you
want to
wanna
be
find
next?
out? Yeah.
That-
You can drip your wax all over my hand.
And they would laugh about it too, because it's really like, yeah. I mean, like those guys would make fun of me. I think people make fun of people that they know your secret or something. Like they just know, like, and that's the harshest thing
Also,
you could do.
oh, totally.
It's
They
like-
joke about something,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, they think I have dog teeth or something like that.
Yeah, well, they're suggesting to everybody that I'm gay. So I'm like,
And like they're bringing it up. So it's also like I feel like guys don't always know how to be nice to each other, so they tease as
Yes.
like a form of like
bonding.
camaraderie. Yeah.
I just wasn't fierce enough at that point to like
Well,
throw it right back at him.
You know, you might be dead if you were fierce back then.
I know. I needed to like. This is a marathon,
Ease
not a
into
race.
it. Yeah. Wait,
not a
and
sprint.
I cut you off a long time ago. You kept skipping water polo.
Oh yes, that was my first experience because I kept skipping water polo and going to the beach and sitting at the lifeguard station, empty lifeguard station.
Oh.
Yeah, and then draw like dicks.
Draw them?
Yeah, I would just be like, because that's the only form of porn.
You're making a vision board.
Yeah, a manifestation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a vision board. And I would like, just. That would be my only, like, I would try to draw. I mean, like, I'm not the best artist, like drawer, but man, I did my best.
Yeah.
And
you needed to for survival.
Yeah, for survival. And then this guy just came up and sat on the other side of the, and he's like, hey, what's going on?
Was he
Like,
cute?
No.
No.
If I have to pause.
If there's That's so savage, but true. Be like, like you don't want to be mean, but you're also like, but also the memories probably. Well, I'll let you tell it. Sorry.
So basically, like, it was like kind of a slow burn at first because then he would talk to me, and he must. He was probably like in his early 30s. Like,
But you thought he was like an old man.
yeah, of course, he's an older man, but I would sit there and he was like, okay, and then somehow it became a dick. The talk would be about dick size or something. So he's like, I couldn't really hear him when he was talking because he was like sitting so far away. But then he mentioned something about what I thought was like pubes or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, oh, like, do you have a big dick? That's what he asked. He's like, how big's your dick? But I misunderstood. And he's like, do you have a small dick or a big dick? And I was like, oh, small. And he's like, really? He's like, you should pop it out and see. And so I did. And then he was like, oh no, you don't have a small dick.
Wait, when you said it was small, were you?
I think I was I didn't hear.
Oh,
the only
you
reason I said
answer the-
pubes, I thought he was like talking about like how big my bush was, maybe. And so I like took it as that, and but I was like,
You're like not big,
yeah, not big.
and then you do actually have a big dick.
Yeah, yeah, and then it was like I was like obsessed with blowjobs. Like,
Wait. Did you guys? Is that as far as it went with that guy?
No, we went to his car. It eventually got into like days. I mean, like I would go there. It was only a conversation at first, and then like
Stop.
And then I would ditch, and then he would like he would like show up again.
So wait. The were you guys in swimsuits or was this clothes
no,
at the
it
beach?
was clothes because I would be fully clothed because I didn't go to practice, so I would just go to the beach and draw and stuff and look out at the ocean.
Yeah, be gay.
Yeah.
What was he? Was he in clothes or?
Yeah, he was in clothes.
But like, okay, so the second time you saw him, were you excited?
Yeah, because it was like this is like a crazy experience, and then he started talking about head and stuff like that, and I at that point I was like so curious to feel what
Of course.
head was like.
Yeah. Oh, getting it or giving it?
Getting it.
Okay.
And then I remember going to his Toyota Corolla or something on the beach, and then he was the one I blew him, and that was like I was like, well, what about me? But I went down. I was like curious about that too, so I went down, and he has a big BBC, like,
oh really?
Oh yeah. And so but it was so funny because when I was going down on him, I could see like pre-cum, and I was like, ugh. So I would like wipe his dick and like go down.
You were like sanitizing.
And then, like he was like, oh, the lookout, and then I would like again.
Wow.
Yeah, but then like after we did this for like a little bit, like rendezvous, like same place, same time. But then I knew it was kind of getting a little sketch when he started mentioning like, oh, so if like a cop, you know, for whatever reason pulls us over or asks us who we are, like, this is the story. And I was like, I was supposed to be like a cousin or like I don't know what the fucking story was.
Like a college friend.
I don't know. So it was just like, okay, something. I'm like,
this isn't right.
This isn't
we have to
right.
lie.
And I was like a goody. Like I'm like, this is like the first thing that I was like, and then it got really weird when he like gave me a watch, and he's like, this is for you, and I was like, I can't accept this. He's like, why not? I was like, because my mom buys, I'm 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, my mom buys me everything. So I was like, when she
like,
sees me with a watch,
yeah,
I don't have a job.
He was trying to be your daddy.
Yeah. I was trying to get
your Toyota daddy.
Yeah, my Toyota daddy. And that really creeped me out. So
fair.
So I was like, so what I did was that was the day he gave me the watch, is when I was like, okay, like, why don't like you go get the car, like we can fool around in the car again. And the car was like
a little ways away.
It was a little ways away. It was accessible really easily by walking, but he would have to drive a certain route to get back to where I am. And I was like always riding my bike to and from school at the time. And when he left, I like jumped on my bike and I hightailed it to this one spot where I was like on my way home, where I knew like since he has a car, like he would probably get up to me or catch up to me by this point. So I like ducked behind this bush and I did see the Corolla drive by me. And then this woman who saw me like jump into the bush, because it was like next to a sidewalk, and she's like, oh, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And she's like, are you sure? She's like, do you need to come into my apartment? I was like, can people stop just
trying to molest me?
Please, for 1 second.
I'm begging you to stop.
She's like, just come up to
trying
my apartment.
to fuck me.
Yeah. Can someone please? I've opened a can of worms, literally.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Did you have to avoid ever going to that part of the beach again?
Oh, I stopped quit. I quit like
skipping practice.
Well, I got caught skipping practice.
Oh, okay.
Again, I love bushes because I drove into another bush when I saw my stepdad drive by one day.
Oh my God.
And I jumped in the bush, but he saw me and he pulls up. I'm like in the ivy, like bushes.
And he found you?
Yeah, he drives up.
Oh,
Brian, come out here right now.
Embarrassing to pull yourself out of a bush. And that is a very young person thing. Like, as an adult,
and all of
I
my
can't
siblings
imagine.
were in the car.
How many siblings do you have?
I have a brother, and then I have a stepbrother and stepsister, and we're all around the same age.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So it was the four of us. So for a while, but they were both in the car because they were getting picked up from school.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So not only was it like embarrassing, but like all my siblings, and I'm the oldest too. So,
oh, you are?
Yeah. So it's like.
Easy, that's baby kid behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, did you come out to your siblings before you came out to your parents?
No. Like, I was like so deeply like, I have like my biggest fear is rejection. Like, I've discovered that about myself, and so I was terrified. My brother actually came out first.
Oh, stop.
And
Full brother or step?
yeah, full brother. So just me and my brother are both gay.
Your dad's shooting some gay juice, or your mom's got some gay eggs.
And you know what's so funny? One of the reasons why like I was scared to come out is because one time my parents got divorced, and my dad was like picking me and my brother up, and for some reason it was just me, and they were talking about Kyle and how he came out, and then my mom blurted out, I'll never forget this. She's like, "Well, the gay stuff didn't come from my side of the family." Like she, and I was like, great. I was like,
zip,
I was like, okay, that actually schedules me back a little farther.
God, if you're gonna say like at least one of them isn't, it's like,
I know. Yeah, I think they did that too. I'm standing right there, and she's like, well, at least we have Brian.
Oh my God, and you're like, bitch, not for long.
Not for long.
I'll hold out as long as I can, but then I'm crossing over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I like. So, yeah, I told my dad first. My dad died of cancer, so I didn't want him to. He was like basically, we knew that he was gonna pass, and so, and I was living in San Francisco at the time, and I was like, I wanted my dad to know who I was completely.
Yeah.
Before I just knew that it was inevitable.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually kind of sad that I took like my dad like getting cancer before and knowing that he was like not going to be around for me to say anything.
Yeah.
And then it just like, and of course my dad was like, okay.
Totally fine. Yeah, like I have bigger things to worry about.
Can you hand me my medication? I was like, and then my aunt, like, it was bad because like one time I went back home for Thanksgiving, I believe, or Christmas, one of the holidays, and my first boyfriend that I had just broke up with me.
Oh, God.
So I had to go home, and I was just like, I was so sad, but I couldn't show it because no one knew that I was even in a relationship. Oh, so I would like put on this face for family, and then I would go outside, like I would be like crying outside my grandma's house, and my aunt, I think she picked up some stuff because she was the one who like drove me to the airport, and she was like, she didn't ask me if I was gay. She just was like, Brian, I just want you to let you know that I love you no matter who you are.
Oh, she knew.
She knew. And it was like raining like a little bit when the sun came out. And when she said that,
no.
I swear to God, there was a full-on rainbow above Long Beach Airport.
Like, that is not mine. I did not bring that.
I was like, oh my God, am I the main character? I was like, of this movie? Because it was so poetic, and I was just like crying when she, like, I didn't have to say a word. I just cried and gave her a big hug, and that's when the rainbow happened, and I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, and then I really wanted to come out to my mom in person, and I was living in San Francisco, and this was like right after they allowed gay marriage.
Oh, yeah.
So
2008
yeah,
or something?
and then I had this crazy goal that I was like, I'm going to come out to my mom in my 20s. I have to say that I came out to my mom in my 20s. I was literally 29. So I was like, this is it.
Gotta go.
If I want to say that I came out in my 20s to my mom, then
what an odd goal.
I know.
Not odd, but like whatever gets you across the finish line, to be honest.
It was
like,
the combination of like that, like legalizing gay.
Yeah. You're like, I have no reason to be. Yeah.
And my mom would come visit. She had work up in the Bay Area every so often. But she would always bring her damn coworker with her when and so I'm like, I'm not about to have this conversation with her coworker.
With Joanne sitting in the living room.
Literally, yeah. How did you know the name?
Right.
No. So I called her. I had like, it was funny because it was like a 2-hour conversation just catching up. And it was like, okay, Mom, I have something to tell you. Like, I've been wanting to tell you. Came out and she was like, it's so funny because coming out, like I would get a little offended, just a little bit when people are like, I knew.
Yeah, babe.
I was like, am I that gay?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
but she was cool.
She was fine. She was just like, I could hear she was a little shook.
Sure.
She was shook.
Well, for not talking, it's like a once in a lifetime conversation. Mm-hmm. So like, even if they're prepared, they've suspected, right. They don't know when you're going to say it.
No, they don't.
So it's like,
I want to drop this bomb on you right now. Like, there's never, it's like breaking up with somebody. It's never a good time.
It's also like, and I hope this is why we get past, when we eventually get past having to come out. I know we're not there yet, but it's like, all it's saying is like, I like dick.
Right.
Like, and that's not something your mom needs to know.
I know. That's what I feel so bad about, because when you come out to somebody,
you're just saying
the immediate first thing that they think about when you say, I'm gay, is a big fat cock in your mouth.
Yeah. Or your butt.
Your butt, yeah.
Your loved ones are thinking of anal sex immediely.
Yeah, they think of you like a flash image of like getting railed.
Railed. Yep. At a family function.
Yeah. The turkey is right there. Grandma's
getting
knitting.
Stuffed,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the one getting stuffed.
Wait, so after you came out, I'm sure it was a big load off. No pun intended. But then, like, was your sex life... Were you like a relationship boy or a?
No, I'm never. I went full on like, let's celebrate the fact that I am who I am. I have spent 29 years of my life, at least. I mean, like, because I was coming out to people before.
Of course, and doing gay stuff, obviously.
And I had a boyfriend and everything, and I still didn't come out to my mom until after my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I went full on like whore.
Good boy.
Yeah. I went full on whore. I mean, like, I was just, and then, I did like, I was in San Francisco and like there's all these cute boys.
Very easy to be gay there.
Oh, very easy.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Everyone's a BART stop away.
Right, exactly. And San Francisco, I think, was just the best place to come out because, like, being gay is not even weird.
No, it's actually weirder if you're not.
Yeah. Exactly.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Yeah, so it's celebrated. It's like people could give a shit like if you're gay. And then I discovered that there's like, it's almost like a fraternity. Like
it is. It's a secret society.
It is. It's great. And it's all like, I've traveled all over the world and like,
found a spot,
talked to somebody or just knowing somebody. I mean, like, or a friend of a friend.
Yep. I used to date your roommate.
Right. He's the one that can get us the house at Fire Island. So then I'm friends with him. And then it's like, it's such a close knit group, and
for better or for worse.
For better or for worse. It's a small town, honey.
And by town we mean world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, so I took full advantage of that. Like, I love to have fun. I love to talk someone's ear off. I love to network and like find friends and like it's just and totally be myself. Mm-hmm. And it's so freeing. It's so like I just like rode that wave of freedom. And
including sex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I joined. What is it called? SF. Oh yeah. So I got a invitation to join the sex club, basically in San Francisco. SF Hot Guys.
Are there? Okay.
And there's a Google Doc when you have to sign up. So somebody will send you a link to a Google Doc
After they hooked up with you or something, like you may qualify for our program.
Yes, like either that or they see me on Grindr or whatever, and so you get a link. They're like, you would make a great candidate. So go ahead and can you just fill out this link? And then you have to get accepted.
Of course.
You send in photos, you send in your status, you send in top or bottom, you send in whatever. And
dick pics,
of
butt
course,
pics,
yes, all the
nude
things,
body, torso.
So, yeah, and you don't have to send your face, but
that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, there are two things. I think that when the application process, you do send your face, but like when they send out the invitation for the sex party, they don't like put faces.
That makes sense.
So, and then it was so organized because it would be like, these are the top showing up and all their pictures and everything. These are the bottom showing up. These are all their pictures. And I remember my friend.
These are the villainous versatiles.
My friend Nate in San Francisco, he was like the one who would organize all this. And he was great at it. Like he had the whole thing set up and he would be like, here's the location. It's like at the Continental in San Francisco. And I'm like, going.
Is that a hotel?
Yeah, I'm going to like, they're like, it's on the 30th floor or whatever. And
a big suite, I guess.
Yeah. And I just remember I'm like,
were you nervous?
I was very nervous. And
even though you'd been accepted, you jumped through all the hoops.
I know, but like going to a sex party is the complete different setting. Like, but you go, it's like kind of intimidating at first, especially since you're walking down the hall. And then I was like, where is it? And then I hear, like,
no.
And I was like, okay, I know where it is. So like,
and like bass of music. No,
there was no music. It was just the faint sound of like
grunts.
It's just like that classic gay sex.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe an occasional slap or something. But, but
when it lands.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's like echolocation for gays. So I found the room, of course, and Nate opens up the door, and there's just this. I was hit by just like
hot air.
Heat.
Yeah. And a smell, maybe.
The heat of man, yeah.
The heat of man.
Yeah, and my next book.
That might be the episode title. The heat of man.
The heat of man. Oh, that's great. I love that. I came up with it.
Yeah, you did.
So, and then all I could see was like a sea of
skin.
Men. Yeah. And so walk in, has the bar set up and but then there was like a group of us that I feel like we were like the new class, the freshmen.
Sure.
So we would all stand. That's how I met a lot of my friends. We would we were freshmen, so it'd be like everyone's a little intimidated,
Were you clothed at this point, or do you check your clothes immediately?
I check the clothes immediately. I don't remember that particular part of it. Yeah, but I do.
It's the least important part. Yeah. It was the nerdiest question I could have possibly asked. Where were your clothes?
In a ball somewhere in the corner.
I guess I'd be afraid a little bit of my valuables, like not watching phone and wallet.
That's
like
true.
One demon twink gets in there and then runs.
Yeah.
With your shit.
I think that's I think that's why the process
what's that called? Screening process. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so your friends are...
So yeah, so we're all kind of like trying to play with our dicks. No one's getting hard in that corner because it's like, you're kind of in the intimidation. And then this is when you learn the etiquette of like a sex party.
What is the etiquette? Because I'm a little intimidated by them. Beyond Burning Man, I've not done much group sex.
Well, what really helps is some G. I've learned that.
Okay, anything else?
No, I'm kidding.
Because I am fucking shit out of luck.
No, it's basically it's all about consent. Basically, I mean, like, but that's the hard part. It's like not verbal. Like you can look at a guy and be like, I mean, I have my insecurities, and so sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, that guy is like so hot, like. is he just looking over at me, or is like,
Does he want me to come over there?
Yeah, does he want me to come over there?
And he wants you to come over there.
Yeah, so that's what I learned is like, once you get like the look, the eyes, the whatever, that's basically saying like, come fuck with me. Like, okay.
Well, this is the thing. If you know this from being out in gay spaces, if a guy holds eye contact with you, it means something.
Oh yeah, just to that.
You avert your eyes very quickly if you're just like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like the half a second linger of the eye. Could be the telling signal.
But you're naked.
I know. So then it's like, but what I did, I think getting over performance anxiety and like if you're top would be like definitely like
take a
dick pill. Just because, I mean, even if it's like a placebo for you effect at first, I think for me it is too. Like
it's a confidence booster.
Yeah,
like,
once I take a Viagra or like a Cialis or something earlier in the day.
Do you prefer one to the other?
I like Cialis because...
Isn't it like it's not always hard, it's just ready to go?
Yeah, it's kind of fluffed a little bit. It's like...
We don't want her to look so sad.
Yeah, it's a little
just
fluff.
Perk her up a little.
Yeah, and it's like it's definitely for like lasting the night. I think Viagra works faster. Like you'll get a boner.
Also like you're fucking hard.
Yeah, you'll get a boner like pretty fast, like 30 minutes. But even like when I take a Viagra or something, like it's already like helps. It's like what you said, a confidence boost because it's like it's already working for me.
I'm gonna be fine.
I'm gonna be fine. I took a thing.
Bottoms have it so easy.
I know.
Just show up with an empty, wet hole.
I have gone to think. Yeah, it's I actually have had my like party days. Like I did experiment a lot with meth, and I actually went to I did go to like a recovery, like an IOS
outpatient.
Yeah, outpatient, and I did it. But in those days, I don't do it anymore. I was like, but I do remember my dick not getting hard, and I was like talking a big game. I'd be like,
of course, you have a big dick.
Yeah, my dick pics, and so I've become the bottom at one of those parties because it's just like nothing's working, and then I'm getting more in my head because I'm like, they're expecting a big dick. I'm not delivering.
The big dick?
Yeah, and I'm over there I'm doing drugs, and I'm like, they've paid their dues. They're giving me free drugs. So I'm like, where's my dick?
Do something.
Yeah. So then, oh my gosh, but yeah, that's the.
Do you find that like, okay, so I feel like just from being on Grindr, there is a lot of meth use.
Oh yes.
In the community, are there like sex parties where you can tell people are doing it, or are there sex parties where people are like, this is like a no meth zone? Or
I would say like there are red flags. I would talk to my other friends who've dealt with meth addiction, and there are definitely red flags for if I know, even if they didn't say that they party, like I'm so good at like,
you can tell.
I can tell. It's like the number one thing is like if they have like purple like
lights,
LED strips in their place, and it's like curtains are closed and it's purple inside. Meth. That is meth. Like you will find a bong like hidden away somewhere. Like it's like
do people smoke meth out of bongs?
Yeah, big like they'll put it's. Yeah.
I always imagine the pipe thing.
Yeah, you graduate to like the bong. Yeah, and all like the smoke shops in LA, like they're selling like bongs for meth. They're even selling those pipes that
I'm naive now.
No, yeah. It's not pretty out there.
I swear there are guys' pictures and profiles on Grindr where even though they don't mention partying, I'm like, this is a meth user. Yeah. I can tell. It's like almost like filtered weird. It's like,
so it's also for me, I don't know. It's also the guys with like a backwards baseball cap.
Yep.
Not all of them, but it's like not a snapback. It's like the full, like it doesn't have the hole right here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like low right here. And like
often a necklace, I feel like.
A necklace, or like, I'm sorry, like also not to, I don't want to anything against anyone who does leather, but sometimes it's like a lot of guys who are like,
sure.
And if they have a sling,
meth.
But it's also the picture quality, actually,
Yes,
to be quite frank.
Why is the picture quality so bad? It's like someone drew the photo and then they took a picture of the drawing.
Right. It's because they're like
jittery,
and so they're taking this blurry ass picture of their hole in a sling, and it's like I'll even like pinch to zoom to the background.
Oh, sure.
Because I'm like
lava lamp, LED.
Yeah, I like put on you have to literally put on your profile like no tea.
No
partying or no tea.
I wonder why gay guys seem so. In my head, gay men are very classy and advanced.
Yeah,
it's so funny to me that we have like a meth issue.
It's the meth issue is really, it's all about shame. It's like, I talk about this with my friends. It's like, you could do literally any drug as a gay man. I mean, not any, but like the alphabet you could. But when it comes to the T, it's like no one does it. Like, at least, like, no one talks about it.
Yeah.
And I think since we don't talk about it openly, that's why I've stayed hidden for so long. Like I tried it when I was escorting. So I escorted, and I had one client that like would bring it over, and I didn't smoke it at first, but then the second time I was like, and I'm not that type of girl that was like, I'll try it. Like,
sure.
That mentality of like, it's again that freedom to do whatever, you know. Like I kind of like took that a little too far. I was like, I can handle drugs. I have a full on career.
Yeah.
I can handle anything, and it's kind of a slow creeper because I did it once, and you do have a lot of
I'm
fun.
sure I've heard that it's like
uninhibited. Like you're just like a piggy, yeah, and then you kind of like start craving that type of sex and that type of sex only. And so it's like, it's hard to break that cycle, but I had to do it. I lost my job.
Oh, really?
I did. I lost my job. I got fired, but I came out to my boss.
As a drug user?
Yes. I said that I was addicted to, he's like, I remember it was a Zoom call. And
was it during the pandemic?
Yeah. It was 2021, 22. And yeah, I just remember before the Zoom call, I was like splashing water in my face. And I was like, if my boss asks me what's going on or what's wrong or something, I was like, I'm going to tell him the truth. Because first of all, like, if I'm doing a bad job, I'd rather it be on because I'm
reason.
Yeah.
Did you know the call was going to be about your performance?
Oh, it was an out of the blue.
Oh, like can we talk?
Scheduled. Yeah, with both the CEOs.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, I'm either getting promoted or I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
Because my high ass was like, maybe it's a promotion.
I've been working really fast recently.
Yeah.